Before you start, Walter, we only got 2 minutes left before we need to take a break. But what you need to address here, I believe, is the fact of, first you got John 20:23. When Jesus said to remit and retain sins, we agree there's a power there. What kind of a power? Is it a declaratory power or is it a priestly confessional power? Second is, I don't think we disagree with edification of the saints and counsel. The question is it absolutely necessary you do it that way to find forgiveness with God? Maybe you'd like to address that.
Address it by pointing out very simply that Christ was sent by the Father into the world primarily to preach. He tells the disciples that after the resurrection, and the apostles, that they're to go and preach the gospel. In John chapter 20, there is no command to enumerate sins, no command for contrition, no command for satisfaction. All of this is eisegesis, or reading into the passage what the Catholic Church teaches. Now, the 2nd century Christians didn't accept this. We've already shown that by quoting Tertullian and others. They didn't accept the idea of auricular confession and absolution by any priest. They did public confessions, primarily until it became scandalous because of the things that were going on, and so then they started talking privately. John chapter 20 is not saying that any one of the apostles or anybody else has the power to forgive sins in a priestly sense of confessional, as the church teaches it today. Instead, it's teaching that when we go out and preach the gospel as Jesus commanded us to, we are doing exactly what his Father sent him to do. If men accept it, then we may say to them, your sins are forgiven. You have believed in Jesus Christ. If they don't accept it, we say to them, you're still in your sins. You need to be reborn spiritually. Now that is, I think, a much simpler interpretation of the passage than to have to add to it an enumeration of things which are not in the context.